guys, don't mind me just driving to my buddy's house to go work on the dyna. It's at his house because we're doing some work that's going to take extra hands and more skill set than I have. And it snowed last night. We're in North Carolina, so we're not really super equipped with this, but I got a all-wheel drive shit box, so that's going to be just fine. We're going to drive on over there and get some work done today. What's up, guys? Today we are going to completely rebuild this front suspension. It's going to take longer than a day, but the goal is to get all of this out and replace it with new, better stuff. So today we're going to be rebuilding the suspension, but not just rebuilding it. We're going to be going 2 over in the front to match our rear. We're going to do gold fork tubes. We're going to try and get these powder coated. Hopefully that works out, mainly because the previous owner scuffed this up pretty bad somehow. Not quite sure, and we are putting some more black stuff on this bike. I want to get most of the chrome and polish stuff off, minus the motor stuff. So we're going to take all this apart. We do have some freshies over here. Got some gold tubes and Legends front suspension from my buddy Adam's shop. He knows a whole lot more about this stuff than I do and done it many more times. So we're going to get a helping hand today. All right, that was pretty easy. He already had everything loosened up, so that was an easy way. But the biggest thing is getting these rebuilt and getting rid of these ugly caps as well. All right, we got one whole fork tube disassembled. Like I said, the goal is to get all this disassembled today and then get those fork lowers off the powder coat. Hopefully it won't be long. These are some aftermarket cover, and I almost guarantee you that all it was doing was just holding with a little tiny screw right there, little set screw. I bet you this loosened up and banged all around that other fork blower, and that's where I got all the scratches from. I guarantee you that's probably what happened right there and ruined the fork blower, just probably because it was loose. Alright, so the forks are pretty much disassembled, and we have to wait on one thing, and that's the fork legs. I said I was going to powder coat them. I don't know what I'm going to do. They don't look terrible. The scratches in this one aren't super deep, so I'm going to get my guy at his body work just to look at them, and if he can buff these out, maybe we'll keep them chrome. If not, we'll try to get them powder coated. I just worry getting them powder coated, if they're not done really well, they're going to end up looking like crap, but we'll see. So we're going to have to figure that out, figure out what we're going to do. But as of right now, we can't go any further with the fork legs, or well, the forks at all, because we got to get these legs figured out. But we'll be back in just a second. All right, we are back working on the front suspension. I don't even know how long it's been. I will say we delayed working on the front suspension because we wanted to change the bushings at the bottom. Yes, I look different. I got a haircut today. I am freezing because I don't have any more hair. But it has been almost a week because we're waiting on those bushings for the bottom of the front. And I ordered them last Saturday when we started this process. It is now Friday. They were supposed to be like a 2-day thing. Something is going on with UPS right now. They will not deliver to my house. I've got the rear tire. I've got those. I've got caps for the suspension. They will not deliver. I don't know why. We got the fork legs. I took them to get powder coated. Can't powder coat chrome. Didn't know that. So we're just going to go back with chrome, with the gold, and we will figure that out later. We were going to change the front brake caliper, not brake caliper. We're going to change the front rotor, and ordered the wrong one. So we're not doing that right now. We're gonna get that sent back and get the right one. There's a hubbed and a non-hubbed rotor. We got the wrong one. We have a non-hubbed and we got the hubbed rotor in. So we gotta get that changed out. But the bike is in pieces. We're finally putting it back together.
On it, it kind of pushes it. The just lock your sleeve together. Just tap it.
And that's for the pushing, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that way it keeps your fork tube nice and straight. You look like fucking hillbilly on your damn YouTube video.
Hey, this is a garage built bike.
You're like, who is that doofus?
$100 an hour.
Right? I like the sound of that. You know, this is one out of 1,500 bike too.
Yeah, it was an anniversary bike.
One out of 1,500? You know I get to charge more. Yeah, it's going down.
We spent more time waiting on parts and trying to figure out what we're doing than we actually had to turn the wrenches.
That's normally the way it works, sir.
Usually not to figuring out what we're doing.
Yeah, but that makes it funner. How I build all my Harleys. I put a part on, take a part off. Or I break one.
You learn better if you do it twice.
Harley Davidson, $100. So now we gotta put the oil seal in. You got a top and a bottom. Bottom has the spring exposed. Top does not. Make it feel good. I like to put a little lube on it. Thought this was just a bike build, but now we're using lube.
No, I mean you're gonna put your big black ring on. You need to lube it up first.
Yeah. Yeah. But you do have to be very careful when you go to put this on, because if that spring pops out, it's not going to seal and it is going to leak.
Can you put it back in? Or is it like
you can
kind of fused?
So if you know what you're doing and you don't bend the spring, you can put it back in, but you got to be very cautious. So they actually sell rubber sleeves for this point right here, so you don't grip or rip the seal. But just a little hack, if you don't have those, you can use a condom. I've done that before. Wasn't used yet. Not that that matters, you know, just saying it wasn't used yet. Yeah, I went to the gas station one time because I was doing forks. And I need to put the seal on. And when I was like, hey man, I need the cheapest condoms you got.
That's always a great conversation at a gas station.
Yeah, I went to the guy over there in Ingleside. I was like, hey, I need the cheapest condoms you got. And he just looked at me like I'd done something wrong. Then I was like, look, I'm trying to put seals on a fork. I'm not trying to fork anything. I don't know, I just thought the shit was fucking funny as hell. Why use a Magnum, huh?
They're more expensive.
Hey, why the fuck would I want to do that?
Wasting money.
I As long as it works. Yeah, like I said, I have a seal driver, but it doesn't fit your fork tubes. Because why would it? Alright. Now you put a retainer clip. Pray that it fits itself. And make sure that it is fully seated all the way through, and it is. That's a good seal. Alright. Now you gotta put your dust cover on. You look like an idiot. You never want to put your seal in dry. You always gotta put some type of lube on it. And this is cold as hell out here. We're in the Arctic Circle for some odd reason tonight. I think I'd have my blower on, but then we wouldn't be able to hear ourselves think. It was freaking sweet. We're gonna pour it nice and slow, because it's gonna get air pockets, and it might bubble back up out the tube. You gotta bleed all the air out of it. Make sure. Longer.
These forks are every bay of the stream. 2 inches long.
Right?
All right, so we got the front suspension pretty much dialed in. Easily just threw the wheel back on and all that kind of stuff. The only nitpicky things pretty much is the caps didn't come in that I'd ordered. We are having major issues with UPS for whatever reason. They were supposed to show up today. Hopefully they'll show up soon. That can be remedied pretty easy, just taking the wheel off, sliding this out, and putting them caps in. Same thing with the rotor. We ordered the wrong rotor, or technically the rotor was ordered wrong for us. But there's 2 options. You have this where it kind of has flares on the wheels for the rotor to match up. And then you have where it's kind of machined into the hub. That is what we had. This is what we need. So we're going to get that sorted eventually. I'm not super worried about that. But yeah, that's pretty much the front end all put together. Finally, the sad part is we could have done this Saturday. We could have done this a week ago. But I wanted to get the bushings that kind of go in right here. I was like, well, screw it. We got it all apart. We'll just spend a couple bucks and get them. You know, Buddy Bezos was supposed to ship it in a couple days, but UPS hates me right now. I cannot figure out why. It just, every day it's out for delivery and then they bring it back. Out for delivery, then they bring it back. So I got 3 items right now I'm waiting on. We'll see what happens. But that's going to wrap up our front suspension. Unfortunately, we're not really going to get to test it out because we're kind of in the middle of bike mode season, or bike build season. You know, usually you do one thing and you get to check it out and see how nice it is and kind of do that. But that's not happening in this video. But I'm super stoked. Legends cartridges, plus 2 tubes, of course, plus 2 cartridges. We went with the TC Bros tubes because they're cheaper than everybody else. Hopefully they're good. I'm pretty sure they are. And yeah, style, wish it was a little better, but we can always do that in the future with the fork tubes. Getting them black somehow and then possibly doing the triple trees. We'll get there. But if you don't mind, hit that like button. If you like this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And as always, keep it wretched.